Okay, so I had a pretty quick, I would say, session, even though I'm still in two trades that are break even on gold and NQ. It was a simple on gold. I'm gonna just start here because I'm remain there on break even. The trade I just opened here, filled the gap, and then it straight lower. So at the open when it broke the low, I went short basically, and then it traded lower nicely. Not the best, of course, yet not strong as I wish, but allowed me to go break even, so I did. So I did that. NQ, I did similar thing. One thing I kept in mind was the fact that they are DAO, ES, and NQ are pretty synchronized to the downside. They're really strong. I noticed that NQ attempted to fill the gap, even though it's in a side gap, which means that it could definitely fill, but in this case it didn't. So I sold the open when it broke the low, same thing, and then it trailed lower nicely, and I actually at some point went break even, and I took a win when it broke the lows here and retested this area here. So I was pretty much plus at that time. And after that, what I did was I just kept watching price. Now this bar here is an inside bar. What I did then after that, because I exited in this bar below. Of course, I entered here, and then of course trade lower, so I got out somewhere here around the lows here. But the thing is, I noticed the second bar was an inside bar, so I noticed this third bar it just trade higher, and then it would trade lower. And when it broke the low again, and before it broke the inside bar, I entered a short with two contracts. Earlier I entered with four, now I enter with two. So I just basically just decided to reduce my risk, my overall exposure basically. So same thing, it traded nicely again, like for 10 minutes, 10 minutes plus. This bar has 2.4 minutes to go, but still, I like that, so I just remain break even there. And of course, then I zoom out. That's why I was earlier watching the 15-minute time frame. The close is good to the downside, so I believe there should be continuation. If there is not, is also fine. But I think the trade idea was really good in itself. So yeah, let's see. So far down and ES are to the downside, and gold initially was here. Now is trading above this inside bar, but I don't know if he's gonna reject from there or if it's going to well just come up and stop me out. One thing I did, I noticed this third bar here when it came and took the high of the second bar, and I noticed that it started tanking nicely here. When it broke the low of the second bar, that's when I went break even. That's pretty much all I have to say. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I think well, I'm anticipating that there should be further downside. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know if the price is gonna come all the way down and maybe fill the gap and stop me out or whatever. I don't know. I just have the feeling that more than any, I don't know. It feels like more bearish than bullish, so that's why I remain on these trades. Regardless of that, however they finish, I'm gonna be basically done for the day. So far, I'm gonna show here. I took a small loss also earlier. It was an NQ. Yes, yes, it was an NQ basically here. This one here. I had my first trade, which was pretty much like 26 seconds. Then it was like 256, and then I had minus 120, which was basically at some point here. I'm 100% sure how I actually took. I think it was. Let me check. Sorry. Let me check. Let me check. I was playing that quickly. So here, yeah, this inside bar before it actually turned into an inside bar, I saw when it broke the low, but it wouldn't answer, so I got stopped out there, and that's pretty much it. But then when I noticed the A plus that I mentioned earlier, the inside bar to the low, that's when I decided to then go short. I'm gonna see how this seems like I might get stopped out in both of them. Let's see what happens from here. But other than that, I'm pretty much gonna call it a day basically soon. Okay, just a quick note. As soon as I finished the earlier video, I actually got stopped out on below break even here on NQ. So I decided to short again. Why I did it was because I noticed this bar here took the high of this up bar. It kind of looked like it was gonna go higher, but then it did not. So I decided to, as I noticed there was rejection, it wouldn't want to try any higher, so I sold when it broke the low. And now so far just allowed me to go break even. So that's exactly what I did. I'm break even now, and I want to see. I definitely want to see if it breaks the low and continues, but let's see what happens from there. I again sold two contracts instead of four. Like I said, I wanted to reduce my exposure. So goal, as I can see here, almost stopped me out. It took the high of the bar here, retested this structure here that created earlier, and now it's tanking. Now it brought the low of the bar, so I guess it should not trade any higher if it wants to actually continue lower. But of course, it can do whatever from here. So far, I'm letting it be. I'm gonna just monitor a little bit further, and I want to see how those two trades played out. I think Nasdaq, if it breaks the low, it would probably continue lower from here, but so far it's an anticipation. So I want to see if it just breaks this range and trades to these lows here. Probably if it does so, I'm gonna exit my trade pretty much around these levels here. But let's see what happens. Okay, so this is the last part of the video. Like I said earlier, on NQ, price nicely started tanking. The close was amazing here. Yes, there is probably further downside to go, but I decided to not to get greedy myself. Not I got out of the market not out of fear, honestly, because I think yes, it could trade lower, but that's just what I think. It might not happen. So I've seen it so many times. I don't think it makes sense to me after having a plus 500 trade to just not close it. I think it was good. So the decision, I'm good with my decision. Gold was taking the lows here. That's when I exited gold, like plus 200 maybe, and then go Nasdaq basically around these lows here so far. The exit I had planned, it is basically here at this level, but I'm not gonna wait for the market. I think it was really more than enough, and overall, I think it was a really great trades or session overall. Like I said, just to remain transparent, I had the first trade here, 256. Then I took minus 120. Then the next trade, I actually took a break even here. And then I had a 375 and 180 on gold. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened today. Total of 4 trades, 5 with the break even. I'm really happy about the me controlling myself, the amount of trades that I'm taking. I think, of course, it reflects a lot on my equity curve, meaning that the less I'm exposed to the market, the better it is for me, regardless of the way. For example, like yesterday, I had a red day. It was a small red day. Fine, good. Let's just take it and then keep moving forward. Today, same thing. I had a decent green day. Let's just call it, and then it's fine. I mean, there's no point to overexpose myself and maybe trade my brain instead of what actually happening. I think I already did the job by anticipating and identifying a bearish day. It happened until a certain point. I think that's more than enough for me. I like to remind myself of, like, this failure to fill and then the break of the low of the open. That's immediate sold. That was good. Well, not so good that I took a loss here, but then it actually happened because the bar was forming. And then the inside bar, this is one of my favorite entries. Basically, when it's an inside bar near the open, especially in this case, is likely to point to the downside. I love to take the trade before it breaks the low of the inside bar like it did here, and then it keep tanking. So this I didn't expect, to be honest, or anticipate the bullishness, but it can happen at this point. When I feel like the market has an actual direction taken, normally the high of the bull bars is also a sell. I didn't sell at the high because I just got stopped out, but then I saw when it broke the low. So I think it was actually great trade. And yeah, great adaptation overall. I think, yeah. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to proceed to lock myself out again until 11 o'clock my time, which is, what is this? Sorry, here. Yeah. Mm, Here, yes. So I lock myself out. So I'm out for the rest of the session, basically. All right, that's it for me. So let's continue tomorrow.